Thank you for listening to the Content Magazine podcast, Conversations with Silicon Valley's Creatives. I'm Daniel Garcia, your host and the cultivator of Content Magazine, published by SV Creates. Hello, welcome to the Content Magazine podcast. I'm Daniel Garcia, and we are here today in the studio with Saúl Sierra, who is a musician, composer, and professor.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for having me. Really excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about your project Caminos, but as well, just about who you are and your influences. So you grew up in Mexico City, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up there and I went to school there. Not music school, just a little bit of music school there. And but after that, I went to Boston. Music school. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I started working as a musician in Mexico City. So I can say that probably was the street school of music in Mexico City, which is pretty rich.
Yeah. And what were you playing at those times? Because I know now you're a bass player, pretty much like a stand-up bassist, jazz bass. But when you were in Mexico City when you were younger, were you playing with different instruments and different genres, or rock and punk? And
when I started studying the bass, I started with the upright. But since I was playing mostly rock, in rock bands, rock en Español, and cover rock bands, I switched to the electric.
Yeah.
And little by little, I started leaning towards the more Latin music, which is the scene in Mexico City is huge.
Yeah.
Latin music, a lot of Cuban music, a lot of all Caribbean music and folkloric music too. So, but always on the electric. Yeah. I didn't come back to the acoustic until I was in school in Boston. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. How did you even start getting involved in music and playing then? And especially the bass. What drew you to the bass?
I think I share this with many bassists. I was in a band in high school with my high school friends, and I really didn't play an instrument. I was more like the singer,
Yeah.
And the bass player, I always remember him because he used to tell the guitar player, don't tell me what note is or what chord. Just tell me what string and what fret.
Yeah.
So the guitar player, he hated that, you know. And one day I said, I would like to start playing the bass. So I picked up a bass and I start playing and studying, and that's how I started.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think many bass players just get a necessity.
Yeah, kind of. Right? Yeah, a lot of times they start out as a guitarist and they're like, oh, we got too many guitarists.
Yeah.
And then someone says, I'll take bass.
Yeah.
So then when you were doing that, what age is that? Is that like high school you started getting involved?
High school, 16, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what was kind of like, do you remember even like your first kind of like lick or song that you learned?
Oh, yeah. The first lick that I learned was that I Dig a Pony, the Beatles.
Oh.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love the Beatles.
Yeah.
That's still big influence.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I love that, like Day Tripper, that little Rick, right? That's
that one too. That one too. Those two were the first ones. Yeah.
Okay, this is to go off and we'll get into jazz. But how about the one thing that is like Superstition by Stevie Wonder?
Oh yeah,
that lick is like incredible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the bass is pretty simple. I think it's the lick on the
it's the keyboard.
The keyboard, beautiful work.
Yeah.
And I think he's playing everything in that one.
Probably. I mean,
he's playing the drums, the clavichord, the bass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you play multiple instruments too? Because I know you arrange. So.
I play a little bit of guitar.
Yeah.
And I know my chords on the keyboard, but not to perform.
Yeah.
Guitar I know a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So when you are composing and arranging, do you do it from guitar or from the bass, or just in your head, like on the computer, on the synthesizer? Like how do you compose?
With the keyboard, with the bass and the keyboard usually. Yeah. I work on the melodies, and then I kind of transcribe the melodies either with the bass or with the keyboard, and then I work on the rhythms or the the chords.
Yeah.
But yeah, the keyboard and the bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I used to write.
Cool. So then you were in Mexico City, and then you moved to Boston to go to the Berklee School of Music, right? And how did that happen? How did you decide, like, after playing kind of like cover bands? And
Well,
stuff like that?
I met my now wife.
Okay.
I met her in Mexico City. She was doing a year study abroad there. And she is, her mom was from here, from the States, and her dad from Mexico, Diana Garcia. And actually, I have a brother-in-law named Daniel Garcia.
Oh, Daniel, yes. Yeah, I know a lot of Daniel Garcias. It surprised me.
So she got a fellowship at the Boston University, and she decided to take it, and said, well, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
So we went there, and when we get there, then I applied for a scholarship at Berklee.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
I got it, so I said, like, well,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah. And then you even won an award of like the performing art.
After that, yeah, I got the performing awards because actually that year I got it with two other bass players. One now is living in Mexico and teaching at the university in Jalapa.
Oh, okay.
Aldemar Valentin. And the other one, Massimo Biolcati, he was one of the ones that developed that app, the iReal Pro.
Okay.
The app that got on the iPhone that gets all the chords for the Latin real, for the real book and Latin, and now
cool.
it's a lot of different charts.
Yeah.
But he developed that one with some other guys.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's cool. So then you came to Boston, but then after that, somehow you landed up in the Bay Area.
Yeah, because all my wife's family live here.
Okay.
And you know, when I went to school, I was a little older. I got there at 26, and so when I graduated, I was already 30. So I said, let's go to the Bay Area because we didn't want to stay there, the East Coast, Boston or New York, to start a family. So let's come back. Let's come back to and I've been here before a couple of times and I loved it. So let's go to the Bay Area.
The weather's better, no snow.
Yeah, beautiful. It's really similar to the weather in Mexico City. Here.
Yeah,
so,
not quite as hot in the summer.
Sometimes, not in the summer, but in May. In May is the hottest in Mexico City. May, beginning of June. Yeah. Then it starts raining there. Yeah. And here's when it starts a little hotter. But yeah, it's really similar. Yeah. It's also a valley. That's why.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I haven't been to Mexico City in a long time.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. When was the last time you were there?
8 years ago, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I took we took our daughters to really know Mexico City because they've been there before, but they were really little, and we went back and to show them all the beautiful things that are there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a great city.
Chapultepec
and
everything. Really nice.
It's awesome. Yeah, cool. So then you're here in the Bay Area, and then now you're performing, composing, arranging, teaching. Band leader, like doing a lot of different things. And I was kind of wondering, which would you say of all those kind of things is like your, like really, like your favorite? Like if you could do that all the time, would it be the arranging, the composing, the performing, which part of those aspects of the personality?
Well, that I would like to do all the time?
Yeah.
Well, that would be composing, arranging, and performing, but my own music. Yeah. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm working towards. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's never late to do that.
Yeah.
I think it took me a while to do it, but I think it's the right time.
Yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm. So the other bands that you kind of put together, like the Vision Latino and El Tren and all that kind of stuff, those groups, you organized those, is that correct?
Yeah, together with Marco Diaz, piano player that he also plays in my band in a quintet. With Carlos Caro, another great percussionist, that was Vision Latina, and El Tren also with Julio Perez, great percussion player. That I met him back in Boston.
Oh, okay,
yeah. We met in '96.
Yeah.
Summer in '96, that's when I met him, and we've been playing together since then.
Yeah, and also they're on Caminos as well,
Yes,
right? Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
Okay, so you've been playing with them for a while, and gigging and doing those kind of things. So then now let's go to Caminos, which is like your compilation that you've done of kind of like a journey through kind of like Latin, Pan America, Latin jazz and influences. Well, I mean, like Brazil, pieces of Mexico, Brazil style of, and then even Beacon Street and like kind of a mix. How did you come up kind of with that idea? And I want to talk about like even putting that together because it fascinates me. So what was kind of the impetus of that?
Well, it was a couple of things. I kind of had the idea of doing that, I really wanted to do a project where I can showcase all the different rhythms that you can incorporate to the jazz concept.
Yeah.
And it was an opportunity that I got because I applied for that grant, the Intermusic musical grant. I think it was in 22, and I got it. But when I proposed the project, I said like, well, I guess I can propose this project.
Yeah.
It was one of the ideas that I had.
Yeah.
And then I got the grant. I said like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And it took me a while to find the melody that I was gonna use for all this.
Yeah.
I have different things, and I started actually the first one that I arranged was the samba.
Okay.
The melody sounded to me that it could work better with the samba. I mean, just as a starting point.
Yeah. Okay.
And then from there, I just thought about, okay, I need to develop in different ways, changing the key, of course, changing from major to minor. And then the arranging concept. Let's do this one more modal. Let's do this one more on different meters.
Yeah.
And different things, And I said, okay, what am I going to include? Well, I'm going to include rhythms, styles that I've been playing in my career.
Yeah.
And I've been really lucky to play with many different people here in the Bay Area, from different places in the world, and always learning from them.
Yeah.
And then I got the idea. Okay, I'm playing these rhythms.
Yeah.
Let's invite these people that I've been working with.
Yeah.
So I try to invite as many as I could.
Yeah.
And I almost got everyone that I wanted. Yes.
Who's one person that you really wanted to work with, but it just didn't work out?
Well, it wasn't that they didn't want to, or they
couldn't.
didn't.
Yeah,
they couldn't. It was more than I especially for the Cuban stuff. I have many different friends.
Yeah.
I wanted to invite somebody else too, but I already have one. So like, okay, next time
Yeah.
I don't want to say any names. But,
That's
but
cool.
yeah. That was the problem, because that's the main thing that I've been doing is more Cuban music, more in the Latin jazz that everybody knows, more towards the Cuban, towards the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But it's all there's so many different beautiful genres in all the Americas. That was one of the inspiration, and the other one was that a year before, not a year, less than a year before I started working on the project, I taught a class at the California Conservatory.
Okay.
That now it's closed, but I taught that class that it used to. John Santos used to teach that class, and then Rebecca Mauleon too, I think. And it was something about the how all the African diaspora was developed in the Americas.
Yeah. Okay.
But they both of them really work more in the Caribbean part.
Okay.
And they just touch bases with the South American part.
Yeah, okay.
And I've been working with great musicians from South America, and I said, we have to include more of this. The Peruvian side, the Brazilian side, of course, is always there. But the Peruvian side, the Venezuelan side, the Colombian, and the Uruguayan side. They say, like, beautiful stuff that we have to let people know about this. You know, I mean, they know, but not everybody.
Yeah, and this is you know, this is 8 pieces, right, on the communals, right? And they're
yes,
and each one is kind of done in a different kind of genre with the same kind of melodic kind of focus and stuff like that. So when you were putting this together, you said you started out with kind of like the samba. Was there any one that was like a little bit more difficult for you to kind of like get, you know, to nail in, or which one was kind of like the struggle?
Oh my God, yes. And you know, surprisingly, it was the El Son Jarocho.
Okay, really,
Mexico.
the Mexico, yeah,
yes,
yeah, really. How come? What do you think was the block? Just
well, you know, there is a big thing about this, the rhythmic concept of the Son Jarocho.
Okay.
And the way people approach it, it's different. And I'm still not working on it, but I'm still trying to figure out how people approach it. In a nutshell, people feel the one in different places.
Yeah.
Some musicians feel it in one place, some others feel it and then I was trying, by listening to the recordings of great masters of this music, I said, like, well, it couldn't be here because of the way they're phrasing it, right? Then I started talking to some. We're lucky here in the Bay Area to have great son jarocho musicians. So I talked to Claudio Vega. He's the one of the guests on that song, on that piece on the album. He is the grandson of Andres Vega, he is one of like the Miles Davis of son jarocho. You know, he passed away last year. Incredible musician, and this guy Claudio, he is his grandson. He grew up with that. So talking to him, you know. I asked him, I make him some specific questions, and he told me, first he started telling me, you know, first of all, I just want to tell you that I grew up with this music.
Yeah.
This is my music.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is what I think. And sometimes I don't say anything, or we don't say anything, because people start telling us, oh, you're the son jarocho police, you don't know this, right. you don't like this.
Sure,
you know? So unless somebody asks me like you are doing, then I say.
Yeah.
So he tell me, that's like, all right. But then I have to modify some stuff that I already did, and in a way that I said, why is not sounded the way and then after this long talk that we have, it's like, but this was the one.
That was the one.
There was one stuff that it was already recorded, and I had to go back.
Oh wow!
And kind of move around things and re-record some stuff. So surprisingly, that was the one.
Yeah, that's interesting. Especially you being from Mexico,
I
would
know.
Think like,
yes, I was like, oh my God, I have to have it right. I could have it wrong. Yeah.
What would you say? I mean, and this is probably really difficult to say in a bit, but could you give kind of like a little a comparison, maybe just with 3 different kind of like either like Peru or Venezuela or Mexico or something like that. A little bit. What's the little nuances or the differences, even the instruments that are used and the timing, and you know, like what's some of the comparisons of some of those that you were thinking about as you were arranging? Right?
Yeah. Well, with the Venezuelan style that I choose. That's not really anywhere else to go, because I choose to do the Venezuelan merengue, which is in 5/8. So that one, there's nothing like that in the whole continent.
Yeah.
They are the only ones that are doing that 6/8 thing, which is a beautiful rhythm that when you see the people dancing in 5, you're like, oh my God, you know? So you have to capture that when you play. You have to play in a way that you don't feel that like it's missing something, right?
Yeah.
So it just flows, and that's the way I learned to play it with Jacqueline Rago, which she is a master of this rhythm because she's Venezuelan. She grew up with this.
Yeah.
And I love that. So like, okay, this is that's different, right?
Yeah.
But they have some other rhythms like the 6/8 rhythms. that played in the plains.
Okay. So different
Joropo.
different
The
regions.
The joropo is the 6/8 that you can say like it's similar to the Mexican son jarocho, because especially the 6/8 things, right? Mexico, there are many different 6/8s. Also in Venezuela, but let's say that the son jarocho that I work with, this one has some similarities with the joropo and some really differences. In the bass, for example, the joropo plays on the 1.
Okay.
Right. So if you hear with the 6/8, the joropo goes king 1, boom, ping, ping, pong, pom, pam, pam, pam. 1,
okay.
Boom, right?
Yeah.
The son jarocho works more on the 2 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2, 3,
yeah.
2, 3, 2, 3. Now the son jarocho sometimes marks the 1 in the harmony, and sometimes the harmony is also on the 3.
Okay.
So, pom pam pam pom pom pam pam pom pom pam, right on the 3.
So the emphasis,
and sometimes it's on the 1. So when that is the bass keeps playing the chord, the previous chord of the 1. So lets the other instruments resolve.
Right. But
so
the bass lingers onto the next frame. Or...
No, it plays the before.
Oh, before. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It goes to the next chord when it has to resolve to this chord, right?
Ah.
So that's little things that you have
to,
just to give it the and it doesn't do it all the time, because then you start playing with the all the syncopation and the harmonic tensions that you can do. If you can hold that, or you can resolve it, and then you create all these different tensions, right?
Yeah.
It's the same as in all the other music. Now the Peruvian, they have different 6/8. The ones that I choose the ones from the coast, where they call it more like the black music of Peru, which is the landó, which is a really laid back 6/8 feel. And then the second part of the piece, the Peruvian piece, I did the festejo, which is a faster. Now they also have different things, and also they play more on the 1 and the 3, but with more emphasis also on the syncopations, and in between. So there's little things that probably it's easier explain them when playing them.
Sure.
But little things that just and all these rhythms are like that. There's one that I always tell my students: when you play polka, the polka was it came from Europe in the middle of the 19th century to different places in the Americas. It went to Brazil.
Yeah.
And that kind of developed into the samba, right? And in Mexico, it went more to the northern part of Mexico, and that's where they play more polka. They call it norteño music, Tex-Mex.
Get the
accordion,
accordion and stuff,
And so, but the bass, it's just the
dum, dum, dum,
right?
Yeah.
Now they say, okay, that's if you listen to a Dominican merengue, also that's what it is. Boom, boom, boom. But it's not just the length of the notes and the emphasis of different notes in the progression. That's what makes it the different sound. So as a bass player, you have to be able to give all these nuances to make it sound like the rhythm, the style. Just with the bass. You don't need anybody else. You have to do it, and if you do that, then the whole band can relay on you too. Right? And that's what you have to look for. So that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, that's quite a challenge. I mean, I think as a musician and even as a composer, to experiment, right, in such a way to bring the different nuances. Is there any particular rhythm of those that you find that you're more like is more like your natural when you're playing, like this is like your groove specifically, like your personal expression, and then is there one kind of thing that's a little bit more like, oh, this challenges me to play that kind of emphasis? Is there any of that?
Well, I've been playing Cuban music for many, many years. Yeah. So that I feel really comfortable.
Yeah.
Then I've been playing and listening to Mexican music a lot too. Mm-hmm. So that also, I can say that's my group, especially Mexican 6/8. That's what I feel. I think more comfortable, and that would be the more comfortable. My groove. The one that I can say, this is my groove. Yeah. And nobody can tell me you're wrong.
Yeah. And then, then what's one that really stretches you? Like, now you're very accomplished. You've been playing for years, so you learn. But
but there's always. I don't know. All the other ones are. I couldn't say like this is the one that I really. They all have. I have to be. Attentive. Always listening and attentive, what everybody else, especially when I play with someone that knows from there. But I like to play with people that are from the countries that really play the real thing. Mm-hmm. And I think everything else I have to be on my toes all the time. Yeah.
So then with Camino, it's like you composed it and arranged it. Was it pretty much you kind of? I'm just kind of interested with the collaboration with the other musicians. Was it like you kind of like had the score and you kind of brought it in, and then you kind of fleshed it out a little bit more, or were you pretty much no, I want you to play this, or how did that? What was that kind of process?
It was different with different people.
Yeah.
We recorded it in parts, right?
Okay.
And I make like a basic track in on the computer, and then I recorded the bass.
Okay.
From there, we recorded all the keyboards with Marco, and some stuff I told him now you have to play like this.
Yeah.
But I let him do his thing.
Yeah.
Because I wanted that. You do what you want to play.
Yeah.
If I didn't like anything, I would tell him. And just thinking back, I think it was just a couple of things.
Yeah.
It's like that some stuff I like. I don't know, but that's fine.
Yeah.
One thing that I've learned it's really let go.
Yeah.
I can't. I think if you really try to hold everything and decide about everything.
Yeah.
I think let's have everybody put some input, right?
Yeah.
And I think everybody is happier like that because you put in something of yours in someone else's project.
Yeah.
And for the guests, also I just tell them, I give them the track, say like, do what you do.
Yeah.
I just want you to play what you do.
Yeah.
And it was.
There's a collaboration or let people express on this framework. Yeah.
Yeah, and they say like, why don't we do it like this? Yes, let's do it like this or like that.
Yeah.
And there were some pretty great things that happened. One of the great things was on the Cuban changui, the bongo was Carlos Caro. He recorded his whole part. It was one take.
Oh, yeah.
And it's and that changui goes back between 4/4 and 5/4.
Yeah.
And he did it. And we were there in the studio. I was like, oh my God, yeah. He's like, what do you think? It's like, what do you think? It's all right. Yes, one take.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
It was beautiful. You know.
Yeah.
So you get and you really get that sound. I mean, I hear it. It sounds like it's really fresh. I think it sounds really fresh. I really like it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So then, I was curious then too. Is like if you did work because jazz, musician. I mean, you perform these live and everything like that. But for the recording, how much is it? Is like you're recording a part over a part or a part? Are you all in there together at one time?
It was different.
Yeah.
Different for different songs.
Yeah.
And
was that different to give a different feeling, or was it different just because of logistics, or what was? I'm kind of curious.
It was different because of logistics.
Yeah.
Because I mean, having 15 people
Yeah.
there in the studio for one day or two,
Yeah.
and or get in the studio the whole day, or really expensive, right?
Yeah.
And, so yeah,
Yeah.
logistics. But when I think when at least I can talk for myself. When I record, with tracks like that, that they send me the tracks and I record, I try to listen or to play as somebody else is there playing. You know, sometimes in the studio you're in a little room,
Yeah.
and you're not looking at the piano player
Yeah.
or the drummer. You
Yeah.
are there, so it's like playing with a recording.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
So I approach it like that.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem playing with the click. A lot of people say like, "Oh no, that's not for jazz." I think it doesn't have to do anything with it, because if you can groove with a click or with a metronome, that's what you have to do. You have to groove with that. It's like playing with somebody that has really great time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So of course there are some songs that you have to go back and forth and kind of, let's push it right here, let's lay it back here. I mean, that's different. But if you're playing something more rhythmic and you can work on that. You groove with that click, you know.
Yeah.
And so I don't have a problem doing that, and I really approach it like I'm playing with someone.
Yeah. Then what's the difference? Now you're bringing these live. So I imagine you're rehearsing for, especially because at Sounds like Jazz you're going to be playing Caminos is pretty much what the set is going to be for the most part.
Yes.
All right, and that's August 10th, I think you guys performing.
Yes.
So with the group that you're playing with, you guys are probably rehearsing and doing different kind of. How's that going? How's the difference between what's on the track versus what you do, kind of like in a live?
I have to change some things because, of course, there's not all the musicians are going to be there. It's only the quintet.
Yeah.
Now, I'm also very, very lucky of having the musicians that I have, because they are also really eclectic. They can play many different rhythms.
Yeah.
And of course, like myself, some are their forte and some are not. So we have to work on that, you know.
Yeah.
And of course we are rehearsing, and we always play together in different projects. So we sometimes we're playing at a private thing, and it's like, let's play the Camino Son Jarocho, or let's play the Changui, or we're rehearsing, we're playing.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Just play, you know. So
that's what I love about music too. Like the word that's used for working on music is play, right? I love that, right? And then once you have to keep that kind of in mind, right? Hey, we're playing, right?
Yes. You know, in Spanish, we said a tocar.
Tocar, yeah.
Tocar.
Yeah.
Vamos a tocar.
Yeah.
But in English, it's let's play. Right?
Tocar is more like touch, though, right? I mean,
yes,
it would be like in some sense.
So it's a touch, an instrument.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where it's coming from, right?
Yeah.
I have a song, another song I haven't recorded yet. It's called "Let's Play." Vamos a jugar.
Yeah.
Somebody told a friend of mine that he wanted to play music. But they like, "Vamos a jugar." And it was like,
right. Yeah, that's if you're going to go play soccer or something. Not music. Yeah, that's cool. Good. Is there anything that you're doing now as you're kind of like rehearsing from the song that are turning out to be, this is a happy little nuance in this piece that I hadn't really even thought about? Like some surprises?
Yeah, we're doing some different things, you know, and we are also changing little things. I'm not a fan of playing the songs the same as the album.
Yeah, sure.
I don't care about that. That's what you record.
Yeah.
Now let's play right with it, and let's change. And if something happens on the stage, that's fine. If we want to keep it, that's fine. If it doesn't work, we'll change it.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. Especially sometimes the solo sections. Let's change this. Let's change that. I don't like I like playing the stuff as the CD or whatever when it's okay, but I don't have a problem changing things. I think it's great. I mean, people, they can listen to the recording.
Yeah.
Now we are doing it live.
Yeah.
This is what we have live.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then even too, like, don't you even probably doing different performances, different shows, even with the same piece, as the group being in a kind of a different mood or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you might do something you stumble upon that takes you down a little different.
That's right. Yeah. It's always great to have some stuff develop on stage. It's the energy that you get from people.
Yeah.
It always sometimes takes you to really nice things. Yeah.
Okay, so Caminos is done. You're performing it. Do you have what's next for you? Do you have some other compositions that you're kind of like?
Yeah. Well, like what I was saying, this same question. My daughter asked me the same question. Well, I already have like material for 2 more albums at least.
Yeah.
I have a couple of projects in mind. One more for the quintet and one with also collaborations. I always wanted to do like tribute to one of my mentors, Israel Lopez Cachao. Bass player. I always study him. I had the honor of met him before he passed away, and he did in the end of the 40s. He did middle of the 50s. He did the Descarga album, which is like jam sessions in Cuba that revolutionized all the genre, and I wanted to do something like that, and with the musical community here in the Bay Area, So I have that one.
Yeah, sounds cool.
More with the community driven and musical community driven, and this and another one just for the. But already just looking for the funds. To do it.
Sure. That's what I was thinking. I guess the thing too, right? I know, like even probably with Caminos, like you were doing something, and then you're looking for and you're playing this, and you're like, oh, but this doesn't fit, and then that bookmark it for a later project, probably, right? Like,
yeah. There was some stuff that didn't make it to this one. I had those 8 songs, and then I the 8 parts of the suite, and it's like I want to do this 2 more. That's how I got the Down on Beacon Street, which I wrote it back in '98.
Oh wow.
I wrote it when I was in Boston. Talk about Beacon Street Beacon Street in Boston.
Yeah.
I used to live on that street.
Oh, okay.
And I wrote it. I don't remember if I wrote it for a class or not, but my friend Julio, which he's playing, actually, he's kind of heard that he didn't record it on that tune on the album
because he was a part of the original.
Yes, but we used it for his jury for his musical jury.
Oh yeah.
On I think it was his junior year or sophomore year. I don't remember. Junior, and we used that song. He said, "Do you have something that we can use?" She's like, "Yeah, I have this. I just wrote this."
Yeah.
And we just went over it. Okay, we'll play it tomorrow at the jury. Okay, and at his jury was this drummer Kenwood Denard.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with that video, Jaco Pastorio's video of his classes, his lessons.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, it's very popular. It's great.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Beautiful stuff. And after he talks about all the different exercises or whatever, then he plays like a short set with John Scofield and Kenwood Denard.
Okay.
Now, Kenwood Denard used to play with him a lot on club dates in New York City. But, I mean, he's just one of those. And he was part of the jury that day, of the faculty jury.
So you look out and see him. And
we were like, oh, my God. And we play. Now, I may add that my friend Julio, he's blind.
Okay.
He's a blind percussionist.
So he didn't know he was sitting there.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you're sweating and he's not.
And we just played it.
Yeah.
And at the end, Kenwood, he said, "Oh my God, this was beautiful, and
nice.
You're great." This is a song. It sits in 7/4.
Okay.
And Julio, he just kills it, right? And it was, and then a couple of years after that, I was in line on my graduation, waiting to get to the podium to get my
diploma.
my diploma. And Kenwood, he walked off, and he's like, "Hey man, congratulations!" He remembered from that day.
Yeah, that's
so like,
cool.
Oh, nice.
That's nice.
So,
Yeah.
so we included that song. Finally, I never recorded before. This was the first time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so that
cool.
one, and then also used another one, El Esqueleto Rumbero, which I recorded that one originally with John Santos band. I think like 15 years ago. So,
Okay. Yeah.
So like we just took it back. And,
Sure. Yeah.
do a different thing and revamp it.
Yeah, that's cool. So, are your kids musical too, as well? Are they involved in music?
Yes. Well, they're not involved in music. They're very artistic. My daughter Sofia, the older one, she studied cinema, film at NYU.
Okay.
And my younger one, Sarah, she is right now at Boston University studying art history.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But they both play
Oh,
instruments.
yeah?
They both play. Sofia used to play both play the violin. Sofia used to play the bass at school.
Okay. Yeah.
And Sarah, she plays guitar and the bass.
Okay.
And she has Sarah, she has a great ear.
Oh, really?
Sometimes I heard her playing something in the bass in her room, so I went up and
What do you do?
yeah. What do you have like a chart here? No, Joe, I just learned. Okay, good.
Can I steal it from you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the artwork for the Caminos, did Sophia? Was
Yeah,
that one of your
she
daughters?
did it. Yeah,
okay.
Sofia did it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And even on the Spotify, it moves and stuff like that.
Oh, that was Sarah. She did that.
Oh, yeah, that's really cool.
She did it the way that it's moving.
And
so
the artwork, I guess it's kind of like the shape of the bass. I guess it's kind of a guitar, but very abstract.
Yeah, it's like a road, like a camino, you know, but with the shape of the bass. Yeah, really like that was her idea. I also wanted their input, you know. So like, but what do you want? No, you do whatever it comes to mind.
Yeah.
And she came up with that. It was beautiful. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. That's cool. That's good.
Yeah.
So then, you're going to be performing at San Jose Jazz Summer Festival, August 10th, right?
Yes.
Are you just doing
1 p.m.
one day, just one performance?
Yeah.
1 p.m. and it's gonna be at the
Montgomery Theater.
Montgomery Theater. Oh, okay, yeah. That's right off the main thing there. What's some of the musicians that are gonna be playing with you? And what's your is it a quartet or
it's
quintet?
a quintet.
Quintet.
It's the basic quintet of the basic quintet of the album. It's Marco Diaz on piano and trumpet, Charlie Gark on saxes, Julio Perez on percussion, and Akil Mestayer on percussion. He is the latest addition to the quintet.
Yeah. Okay.
And
awesome.
that's
that'll
what
be.
we're going to do.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. We always like to ask: is there anything that you're reading that's kind of like inspiring you? Or are you much of a reader or anything?
Oh
like that?
Yeah. I wasn't that kind of much of a reader, but now I'm more into reading.
Yeah.
But what inspired me to that is, again, like when I was reading all this stuff for the class that I was teaching at the conservatory.
Yeah.
That inspired me a lot. But now I'm reading more on I go back and forth with this couple of books. They're big. I'm reading a novel from the 19th century, a Mexican novel. It's called Los Bandidos del Río Frío.
Okay.
And it talks about the life in Mexico in the middle of the 19th century.
Okay.
And it's considered one of the most important novels, but that really used a lot of the actual facts, you know, and it talks about a lot of what people did and how the life was. It's really accurate with that. So that's nice. And the other one, I'm reading just some more archaeological stuff also on Mexico's. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, because the other project that I already have there waiting for the fund. I'm writing this suite also dedicated to Mexico City.
Oh,
you know, Mexico City was built in the middle of a lake.
Yeah.
And they built 3
bridges,
streets.
Yeah.
That communicate that island to the main land. Yeah. And so these 3 ways or streets, they call them calzadas now. You know, it's like a main street. And they go to, one goes to the north, one goes to the south, and the other one to the west. And so I'm like a 4-part thing, one for the island, and then for the streets that communicate. And you have it's kind of a different thing because it's really old stuff, right? But I'm not writing pre-Hispanic music or anything. I'm writing more like the music that you can hear in Mexico City. With those things.
That's awesome. Yeah, cool. Well, thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate it. And the Caminos is like, I just wanted to tell you too, is like, it has a real joy to it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it's just like the different, but I don't know. Like, I just can't help but want to move, dance, and then just smile because of it. You know what I mean? Thank you. It's really beautiful.
What I like about it is that it sounds really fresh for me. To me, it sounds really fresh, and I may add that I had the idea and I was working, but when I started working, everything was the work. A couple of months, I did the whole writing and everything. It was a couple of months, then 2 more months of recording. But it was a fast project that I wanted like that. I don't want to go back and then go back because then you never, you always find something. Sometimes I get like, maybe I could have done this better, but no, it's fine. It's good. It's not perfect, but I like it.
It is. It's really nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so make sure that you see Caminos with Saúl Sierra and his quintet at the San Jose Jazz Summer Festival, August 10th, 1 p.m. at the Montgomery Theater here in downtown San Jose. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you for listening to the Content Magazine podcast. Follow us on social media at Content Mag. Become a member and help us to continue to tell the stories of the South Bay creatives. This episode's music is 408 by Jack Pavlina. Follow him on Spotify and also on his Instagram at Jack Pavlina Music.